was. Just staring at it. Go up above him a little bit. There he is. Look at that. He's just hanging on it. Just hanging there. Got him. Look at that. Oh, got a little bit lucky on that fish. That guy was just hanging on it. I kept lifting and I'm watching him come up with me. He was just hanging there. Sometimes that's when they're just hanging on the bait and you end up not getting the fish, but I got lucky there. He was still hanging on. Oh yeah, look at that. Another good eye. Look at that fish right there. Look at that. Man, I'll tell you, I think small baits for walleyes are one of the most overlooked deals there is. And that's a great fish right there. I'm gonna let that guy go. We're getting plenty of fish today, but get out of here. I want to show you this spoon because I think that small baits get really overlooked. I mean, a lot of times, I know a lot of people like to fish small when they're ice fishing, but when it comes to walleyes, usually we're thinking a little bit bigger than this. This an 1/8 ounce size, but it's actually small in stature. It's actually short. This is a frosty jigging spoon, and you know this one's been around forever. I mean, this one, there's a lot of different companies that have copied this same shape, and they've copied this shape because it's just flat out a fish catcher. I mean, it's just the way it is. But this is about the subtlest of subtle. When I'm looking to really just put a piece of bait down there and just be able to move it, and no, I'm not going to get much. I'm not going to go out to the sides a whole lot. All I'm doing is putting a little bit of color down there, and I'm putting something down there that's going to be the weight to hold that bait down, and just a little bit of attractant. Boy, I go to a frosty jigging spoon, and I fish this spoon a lot more than what you would think. You know, with all the cool stuff out there nowadays with rattles and different actions, there's days that this is the best spoon going. I've seen on Red Lake, I've seen on Lake of the Woods where we're at today, where this is just the most important spoon you can have in your box. And here's why. When you get in one of these situations where the fish are a little bit turned off, they don't necessarily always like all that action. Now, you know, 3 out of 4 days, you might be able to drop anything down there and catch fish on it. You know, the aggressive stuff, fish will chase it. But today, there's not a lot of chase. I mean, they come in, and I mean, you watched how long I was messing around with that fish. I mean, I ended up all the way up here. He just sauntered up with me. I don't think he was coming up like this. I think he was just lifting with me like that, horizontally, and, you know, moving vertical, but sitting horizontal. He wasn't on the chase. He was on the watch. And what I was able to do is just slowly come up with him. If you got something big down there, if you've got something a lot more aggressive, a lot of times those fish will just turn and swim away when they're in a negative mood. And that's why I'm using that frosty jigging spoon today. Make sure you've got some of these, because there's going to be days where, you know, all of that flashy, cool stuff with the weird actions and all this different stuff, it can't hold the candle to a simple frosty jigging spoon. And that's why everybody's got this shape in their tackle box. Make sure you got a bunch of colors, because I'll tell you what, there's days this is the only way to go.